Hey everyone, D-Dub Squizzy here. Welcome back to Neverwinter Nights. Alright, don't want to delay at all. We're just going to try to run through all of the troll caves. So really, there's only 2 more levels of troll caves than 3 of the Creator Race ruins. That's locked. One of those is locked. I can't remember what trap this is. Not a bad one. Nice of someone to just leave an amulet like that lying around in a box. At least they did lock it. I'll give them credit there. And more trolls. We got a few more ogres down here too. There's ogres on every level of the troll caves. Alright, so this area, it looks a lot bigger on the map than it actually is. Just because they liked to have fun with the set pieces, I guess. I'm not sure why they really did that. Okay, not every part of a map should be about utility anyway. You get slogged down, all your creativity would die if you didn't have the ability to actually make things fun just for the sake of being fun or interesting. And it does kind of make the thing easier to navigate. It's a lot more linear of a pathway. Do be careful walking along these walkways, though. Sometimes enemies will just spawn in on top of you, like they did up in the storage area. Nothing worse than trolls and ogres. If they catch you off guard, those can be pretty dangerous. Alright, so this is the other way down here from the first level. Oh, yep, see? Right there. Those ones are just going around. So minimum damage right now. So I have +6, +1, +3. So I have to do 11 physical damage. I think. Oh no, not 11 physical. I have to do 10 physical. That one is electrical. I was pretty sure, didn't I do like 7 physical back there somewhere? No, I must have seen something wrong. Alright, this little pathway that we're going down right now, that really big gate that I said you shouldn't go through, up on, like, the ground level, the one with the trolls and wolves that spawned on the plateau above it, that's where, this is where that gate leads. It's the lowest surface entrance you can use, and, well, lets you skip everything that we've done to this point in the troll caves if you don't want to deal with it, but want to get to the bottom for some reason. These guys are dropping a lot of stuff. Oh yay, rocks. I thought I was going to run out.
Perish as you should.
this is trapped. Maybe it's this chest I'm thinking of. Alright, there it is. The gateway to the surface. Which, once again, I do not recommend anyone take, and I never do take. I don't know why there's a door on this end. That doesn't make much sense. Wow. They really like giving me bullets. See, that's the problem with running someone over that thing. It'll only hit like one of them, and then it's a waste. It's pretty cool looking. Alright, that there is the only way to get down to the third level. That on the map. Which is right on the other side of this room. The third level is much smaller than this one. Although it has about the same amount of stuff in it, it's just less walking time. Both of these are locked. I can't remember, but I think there's a divine trap up here somewhere. I might be wrong about that. Yeah, it's just spikes. Spikes not only do, like, the least damage of all the different traps, but I think they're also the easiest to save against. Because even with a character like this, who has just the worst dexterity, and, you know, a 3 reflex save, I still seem to make my saves against those things routinely. I think that thing just tried to drink a potion. Yep. I knew it, because I got an attack of opportunity out of the blue. Alright, there's some ogres in here, as well as a troll shaman. Yeah, so troll shaman, essentially the same type of fight as, like, the chieftain. Dang it. Oh, there you are. Oh, wow, and it consumed it, but I didn't get to cast it. I love it when it does that. Alright, kill this stupid thing. Do you not have to make a concealed check if you make your will save? It doesn't look like you do. I thought you still did on a sanctuary. That's pretty awesome. Of course I did. Let's see if I can just remove that. Okay. I hate slow. Because that's not even, like, having a slow trap, it's not even tactically advantageous. It's just annoying. Oh, I mean, like, if you had it, the one in front of Meldonan's second apprentice, that one actually is a tactical trap. I have to think about how to deal with that every time I go through that game, that part of the game. But having it on a chest or a door, like, after you've finished a fight, that's just useless and annoying. Seems like a waste of a good trap to me. Almost got it. There we go. And there's a few more ogres. And then that'll be this level of the caves clear. Alright, so on the last level, you have 3 shaman, 1 berserker, some more groups of trolls and ogres, and then some ghouls, and potentially ghasts. And then I think that's it. I don't know why they're undead down there. It always seemed kind of out of place, but there are. They also have a prisoner there. I believe that troll note that I found that was worth nothing. But it, like, gave some extra information about this place. I believe either the guy who wrote that note or the one that it was addressed to is the one they have held prisoner down in these lowest part of their caves. Alright, so we got 2 shaman right up there. I'm not afraid of the shaman. I'm really not afraid of any of these things. Might as well just kill the ogres first, though. I should level up by the time I'm done here. Maybe not with this level of the caves, but definitely by the time I'm done with the caves as a whole. Oh yeah, there's a ghast. Alright, let's go kill these 2 sleepers. They usually wake up during the fight. I'm surprised they didn't.
Taste of my wrath.
I might have just antagonized that troll shaman. Okay, I can't kill them, unfortunately. Well, they're not even running, they're just kind of standing there. Well, we got a death chest there, and I think there's another trap down that hallway. and on the main tracks. This is the only actually dangerous chest. I just wanted to get that activation out of the way, because if you click it, and then it doesn't activate by the time you're done attacking, it will the next time you initiate combat, and I don't need that active while I'm fighting regular enemies. I'll miss all the time. I didn't find any ghouls down here, so I'm probably a high enough level they just threw a bunch of ghasts at me and left it at that. Ghasts really aren't that much worse. It's not like Baldur's Gate, where there is a dramatic difference between the two. Also, regeneration is awesome. You never realize just how much you need it until you don't have it. Because if you don't have any kind of regeneration effect, right, in between every single fight, you very slowly get whittled down and have to keep using curatives. This way, all that nickel and diming damage doesn't actually do anything to you. In the long run, you'll just keep on healing as time goes on. Alright, so I've been saving against those things by sheer luck. They have a DC of 16. I have to roll a 13 or better in order to avoid one of those. And I think I have on the last, like, 4 I've run into. Alright, the prisoner is in here. He'll tell you the trolls are afraid of something below. So he tells you the trolls are afraid of whatever's below, and he can hear something screaming. I believe that's a reference to the Minogons down there. And here's the last shaman. Kill. Because the Minogons have this shriek that they'll do that will stun you if you're not immune to stun. I recommend coming down here with one of 2 things, or both. Either the golden circlet to protect yourself against their stun, or the greater swordsman spell, because wearing that will nullify all their slashing damage, so it won't matter if you're stunned or not. They can't hurt you either way. They'll still take forever to kill, because they'll stun you 2 or 3 times before actually leaving you alone, but eventually they'll run out and you can kill them. Alright, the last berserker is in here. He's got some ghasts with him. Yeah, you'll eat my eyes, I know. One of them got my constitution. They brought me down to a more reasonable level. Alright, that's the last big troll. If there are any others left in here, and I think there's 1 or 2 groups left. They're just regular trolls. All the shamans, the berserkers, and the chieftain are all dead. I think this should be a good spot. Just use the other one. All of those are locked. That was wisdom, right? Yeah. Okay, so we have blind fight. Can I get improved critical? I can. Morningstar. Yes. Awesome. So now I'm critting on a 19 to 20. Alright, 1 more 5th level. Well, let's go healing circle. I can use that on groups of undead and it'll really annoy them. Undeath to death is pretty cool. It just instantly slays very low level undead, like a bunch of them. Yeah, I'll take that, I think. I don't think there's anything else in here. Create undead and control undead. Blade barrier's pretty neat. I'll probably take that next time. Banishment is cool, because it'll get rid of a group. I'll put that here. And what did I take as the other one? Healing circle. Yeah, why not? Banishment is cool, because it will get rid of an outsider if you throw it at them. The only problem with it is you don't get the XP for the kill, because it didn't die. You sent it back to its plane, right? So if you hit a Baylor with that, instead of getting 400 or 500 XP, you'll get nothing. And you'll win the fight, but is it really worth it if you didn't get the experience?
Taste of my wrath.
You know, if you can't put it on your character sheet, did it really even happen? Oh, that's a tough chest.
Taste of my wrath.
Alright, we got a few trolls left. Almost killed them all. We're almost through with these wretched creatures. Could you imagine the shift this would cause to this portion of Port Last surrounding area? I mean, I have killed dozens of trolls down here, wiped out the entire tribe, cleared out the caves. The whole place would change, right? Save and throw increased. Oh man, all my stuff is wearing off. Alright, strength is going next. After that, yeah, then it's Darkfire. I only have one more round to kill this guy with it. There we go. There's the money. I'm gonna cast this. Because I can't remember if there's a trap down here that'll hit me with a negative energy thing or not. I could be thinking of Durgiab's caves. I know there was one over there. But I also have a suspicion there's one around here. Okay, well that's that. All the trolls are dead. Now we just have 3 levels of Minogons, Helmed Horrors, and Gargoyles. Because there's a bunch of those. Okay, no negative energy trap. That's crazy. I have a 21 base strength now because of those items. Finding that Frost Giant belt, that was entirely unexpected. I intended to get a Strength belt, but usually the earliest one I find is Hill Giant, and you get it at the end of Mutaman's Challenge, which I do after everything else in this chapter of the game. Finding one that's even better than Hill Giant, just as random loot, that's awesome. Alright, these here are Body Knot Ginkle's quest item. Alright, so we have these large golems that will block your access to the deeper levels. This one wants the Ring of Gax. The Ring of Gax is pretty much just a Creator Race signet ring kept in a secure location elsewhere in this part of the dungeon. I'm gonna have to fight my way through Minogons, some Gargoyles, probably a bunch of Helmed Horrors. The most inconvenient thing about them is they all drop their equipment, which for Minogons is 20-pound Great Axes, and for the Helmed Horrors is 50-pound suits of full plate, and a bunch of Great Swords +1. So a bunch of very large, very heavy things. My pack is going to be very full. So I'm probably going to have to run back to Port Last in between each level, as annoying as it is. Helmed Horror right off the bat. think there's a battle horror down here too, actually. I can't remember. These guys are also moderate. If you want to just get this part of the dungeon over with, I don't advise going this way. I think that chest over there is pretty heavily trapped. Yeah. Bunch of traps. I'll be along to deal with him in a second. There is a lot of loot down here. I have to say that. This is not a cheap endeavor.
Let the earth take you.
Finding +2 items lying around. That's not the first time. But it is always nice. Those things are worth a lot. The magical item prices go up exponentially as you get into the higher levels. Like +1 is 500 to 700, right? +2 is like 2 or 3,000. +3, we're talking like sometimes up to 15 or 20,000.
Perish as you
And they just go up from there. That's why Hordes of the Underdark stupidly caps out the prices of things. Not how much they can be sold for, or how much they are sold for, how much you can make for them, though, when you sell them. If there were a way I could remove that cap, I would. I despise it. I think it's stupid and only takes away from the game, doesn't add to it, which is always a negative.
Perish as you should.
Alright, so not all statues are gargoyles, but I think that's the only place where that's the case. I believe all the statues that you find everywhere else in this dungeon are in fact gargoyles. So how far am I? 12,000 for my next level up. It's gonna be a while. Ow.
Perish.
All three of those are gargoyles. There's a battle horror. You know, I actually need to try something. I want to see if harm will work on one of these. It will. I wasn't sure if those would work on constructs. Constructs should be immune to negative energy. But I'm happy to take the easy kill. That thing's worth several hundred. Alright, this large chest right here is where the ring is at. I'm not sure if you can kill the golems guarding these doors. I think you might be able to. Although I never have. If you feel like trying to get some extra XP, feel free to try.
Let the earth
One last
take
Minagon.
Soleno Samaska. Yeah.
Alright, so first level cleared. The second one, you need a password in order to get down. So you gotta go find a scroll with the password on it. The third level's the really big one. There's just so much stuff to explore in it. But I don't think I have anything, like any quest items or anything like that, related to the others. No, because there's nothing in the troll caves except for the stuff with, you know, the actual troll cave side quests. None of the Port Last side quests are a part of it.
Welcome back.
Those silver necklaces are always worth 1 gold piece more than the gold rings. $3,000 for a Warhammer +2. And I don't think I have anything in here. No. Alright. I'm also going to rest in between each level, just because I use some of my magic, and I don't want stuff to wear out in the middle of it, because there's so much stuff to carry, and if you're too close to an enemy, then you're not going to be able to sleep, and it's just going to be a whole big thing, so I just prefer to play it safe and have as much time as I need. You know, I think it's funny. Yeah, see, there's nothing special about this object. It used to be, in like the first chapter, and even some of the later ones, when you find signs like that, and you look at their description, it will tell you what is on the sign, so you don't have to walk over and click on it to see what it says. Things like that I expected to be fixed in the Enhanced Edition. I guess it wasn't really like a flaw in it, right? It was just a lazy thing. I expected all of that stuff to be redone after seeing how much they did with Baldur's Gate 2, and Icewind Dale. But man, Beamdog, you really dropped the ball on Neverwinter Nights. You did nothing. Or at least close to it. A couple cosmetic changes, I guess, but those were never my focus anyway. Ooh, these are all +4 now. I forgot about that. So, yeah, I got a 31 armor class now. A maximum potential of 32. That thing is now doing, what is it, 1d6 +6? Yeah. And I think it's up to a maximum of plus 10. So once I reach 20th level. Which is a ways off. Alright, so on this level, there's a Minagon between you and the golem at the start. Other than that, it's mostly the same thing. There are some flesh golems down here, actually. They're like 2 flesh golems, I think. But they're not like super flesh golems that 1Ev had in his house. They're more of the weaker ones that he had in his tower. Alright, so this one is slightly stronger than the last one. It tells you need a password, you can't get past without it. Got gargoyles. Alright, so up there with those 2 chests, that's where the flesh golems are at. That's also where the scroll that lets you leave this place is at. Right here should be a good place to throw down and detect traps. Only one. I wasn't certain exactly where the traps around here were. By this point in the game, like honestly, it's a real difference between when I get here and when I reach the troll caves. But by the time I get here, I usually stop caring as much about traps. Because I have enough hit points and regeneration and resistances to just tank pretty much everything they throw at me. Oh, this room has some gargoyles that, or statues that are not gargoyles. I forgot about here. I don't think any of these are gargoyles, actually. I'm pretty sure all these are just statues. Parry has got to be the most useless skill on the planet. I guess if you had a lot of points in it, you could use it when you were on like 1 hit point to pretty much just deflect everything someone threw at you and occasionally strike till they die. But basically, it doesn't really change the fight, because you don't attack almost at all, and you just kind of block a bunch of times, I think. Unless that's not how it works, and I've always been very confused, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Oh, that's a death chest. I should disable traps on that thing. I'm pretty sure there's another death chest down on the 3rd level, too. Dark vision and extra goblinoid protection. Yeah, I'll take that. This thing already gives me spell resistance, so I don't need the shield for that. But I'll shift over after I'm done down here. Alright, so these doors up here, they open when you grab the chest. And then the flesh golems come pouring out. Well, 2 flesh golems do. One of them is just rubble. You can open the doors individually and kill the flesh golems, but I prefer to fight them as a crowd. Here's some weird-looking potions of Cure Light Wounds, the scroll you need, and a potion of Heal, which is usually the first one I get my hands on in the game. They take so much fire damage. Alright, I can speak the password, kill the last Minogon, head back and sell stuff, and then we'll just have the final level. They honestly make you put way more work into this level than they should. Not to this level, into this dungeon. There's just so much stuff.
As you should.
I don't need that anymore. Or these weird Cure Light Wounds potions. We'll keep the potion of Heal, because that's just an instant health bar back whenever you need it. I can already cast the spell. What are the odds I'll need 2, but it's best to just be prepared. It's not like I need that tiny bit of extra money. I don't think I'm... Okay, that's a worthless fire opal. I always find it down there, I always forget where I find it, pick it up without thinking, and then have no use for it later and drop it. I assume it's a bug. You should be able to sell it, but you can't. Okay. For a while I thought it was part of some other companion quest or something, but it's not. And as I recall, it transfers between chapters with you, which means it's not a plot item. Plot items disappear as you transfer between chapters. The only ones that will remain are your, like, companion quest item rewards. I don't even think their items themselves will move. I feel like this shield would protect me less. It looks smaller than the other ones. Alright, so the golem here is a lot less friendly than the others. He's had the key to get down to the next level from him stolen. So he'll try to attack you. And since he's a stone golem, he can hold you. But he is significantly weaker than the other ones. There we go. So the thief ran off into the rest of this dungeon, which, as you can see by the map, is freaking huge. I'm just gonna make a loop around it first to make sure I get all the loot and kill all the enemies in it. It's the inside of it where all the stuff is at, but there's a few things outside. On this level, you'll find some gray renders. The frick was that? On this level, you can find some gray renders, which are big old monsters that aren't really that dangerous. I guess they can hit kind of hard, but, you know, they're not that much worse than any other monsters. Yeah, there's one. Don't know how they got down here, or how they continue to live down here. They're organic things that require sustenance. And down here you have nothing but, you know, constructs and gargoyles. I'm fairly certain gargoyles you cannot eat. But I'm not a gray render, so what do I know? Alright, I'll be back for that door. I just want to complete my loop. I'm pretty sure that is all the enemies. Actually, I can come out that door and complete the loop on my way back. I have +8 to damage as well. A lot of traps here. I'll get into this room and disable traps from here. I think it'll be more effective. Looks like none of these are locked though, which is handy. Another battle horror. The Minagon that just kind of looks at me threateningly from across the gap. Alright, this seems like a good place. Nothing. No traps. I think I already looted this skull tile, right? Yeah. And our key is right in here. This Minagon, I believe, is slightly stronger than the other Minagons, and doesn't drop a great axe upon death. These statues are also not gargoyles. The Thief's Journal just kind of explains why he's here. He's just a moron that wanted some money to impress a barmaid. I can't remember if it's worth a gold piece or not. I know all the creator history stuff is not worth money. It's only the one book, the complete history, that's worth stuff to Jax and no one else. But the Dread Queen Morag book, Initiate's Primer, and the 2 history scrolls that you can find down here, while they might be somewhat interesting and give you little bits and pieces of Old One history, are not relevant to any quest or worth any money. Since I already know pretty much everything that you can know about the creators, I'm not going to worry about carrying those things around. let's try to cast harm on this battle horror again. Just to end this fight before it begins. So they have 70 hit points, is what I'm gleaning from this. I assume that the makers like to put enemies at set numbers of hit points, like even numbers. And harm damages you within 1d4 hit points of death. So if he has 70, it could hurt him anything from 69 to 66 damage, depending on what he rolls. Alright, so there's the history scrolls that I don't need. Ow. Of course. Let's just... Oh, Death Shroud Axe. I don't... Despite its cool look, I don't think it's that useful. Yeah, it's... Massive criticals is pretty nice. Oh wow, those crit times 3 for damage. Although you would still have to roll really good to get a critical. Not like I want to talk. I'm using one of the worst weapons for criticals that exists. You have to roll a 20, and you don't get times 3 damage. It's only times 2. A lot of weapons in this game that are only times 2 have a crit anywhere from 19 to 20. And most of the lighter weapons... Well, not most. Some of the lighter weapons have 18 to 20, which allows for some absurd critical potential. I should be critting twice as often now, though, for whatever that's worth. Alright, so the last of their constructs are dead. All that's left is some creator mages. Yeah, let's just undo that right now. What the? Where did that come from? Well, these things might kill themselves if I'm not fast. They throw fireballs and stuff around, and I think they can deal quite some damage to themselves. That's our first actual look at the creator race. You technically meet one in the Helm's-Hold portion of Chapter 1. That strange visage that appears to tell you that Mogrim is doomed and he's failed and all that nonsense. That thing is Morag herself. I have no clue where that Minogon came from. He just kind of appeared. Right, the last and strongest of the sorcerers down here. That teleports the moment you open the door. It'll surrender. Don't bother listening to it. It's a ploy. It's just trying to gain some time to regenerate its wounds. Just kill it and then move on. It'll give you some basic info that's not useful. It's pretty clever, actually, about how it talks. It won't actually give you anything you can use or want to know. It'll dance around subjects. And then when you demand answers, it'll attack you with some newfound hit points. Alright, so that's the Dread Queen Morag book. Initiate's primer's over in that chest. That is the book Jax wants. And we're back in the storage area. Alright, so that's quite an adventure. Lots of caves cleared out. Lots of trolls dead. Big old pile of constructs. I'm gonna go talk to Jax and then talk to Revat and his mom. And then everything along the East Road will be finished.
Hello there.
Keep looking for her. She's right here.
Hello there.
That was weird. Okay. Side quests all finished. Trolls all dead. The road is safe. imagine you're these archaeologists who's like half of your colleagues and your entire escort just got massacred by these trolls, and you were terrified for your life, holed up in this makeshift fort thing, just trying to survive, you know, day to day. And then all of a sudden this random adventurer comes strolling up and for a few hundred gold pieces as a promised reward, kills all of them. Just everything in the caves. And then goes into these ancient ruins and kills centuries that have been keeping people out for millennia for a book that's only worth a few hundred gold pieces. And then after massacring everything that was down there, just promptly leaves. Yeah, Thieves' Journal's worth nothing. The rest of this, on the other hand, is worth a whole bunch. I vaguely remember seeing once greater gauntlets of ogre power that gave you more than just 2 strength. That sounded like a weird dog. But I've never found anything like that again. Oh. I wish this hole wasn't here. Next time I sell stuff, I'll get rid of the scroll. I need to keep that ring on the bottom, because if you don't, and you try to shift it over, it will put it on the bottom, because that's where the game automatically prioritizes things. So you want to keep all the stuff that actually changes where it's equipped and isn't on the bottom area. That way it'll always go back into its proper place. Alright, well I don't know exactly how long that took, but I think we completed that in a pretty timely manner. So I still have along the Neverwinter Wood. I gotta do the Spirit of the Wood stuff, rescue all the druids. It's probably gonna take 2 to 3 episodes more to finish with this portion, because there's a bunch of small dungeons and stuff, and yeah, it's a whole mess, but yeah, that's on the books for later. So, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.